Welcome to the Garage, an NBA live show presented by N.B.H Network. I go by Mike, and with me today is
N.B.H.
Daniel Doom.
And we are back. The NBA is back, and we are back. We've been gone for a little while, but happy to be back for what we all think is going to be a really exciting NBA season. And we're just going to jump right into it. Warriors played their first game with Chris Paul. Chris Paul starting at point guard. KD's triumphant in some ways, in the important way, triumphant return to Oracle in front of the fans. Opening thoughts on opening night for the Warriors.
You want to jump it off, N.B.H?
Low scoring game.
Yeah, that was
Not gonna lie. That didn't go in my favor tonight, but who cares about me? I don't know. I feel like we're fine. Speaking as a Warrior fan, I feel like we're fine. I don't know. I'm interested to see our defense with Draymond, because I feel like, Booker did have 32, but I feel like we did a decent job on, just in general, on them. KD too. KD didn't. He had 18 and 10, but as far as scoring, we stopped one of them. We could stop one of them without Draymond. It gives me hope.
Yeah.
But what else?
For that matchup in particular, Booker went to work. That shit was kind of crazy. But,
yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, the fact, I think it was good to see, these dudes don't have much depth. That's probably one of the positives. Like, the Warriors bench was, for the most part, really good tonight.
Yeah.
And they dominated that part of the game. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, saw a lot of good and encouraging things and nothing to get too scared or frightened about. I talked to Dwight after the game, and I feel like we're both kind of saying the thing. Yeah, just a lot of encouragement. There's a lot to be encouraged about this time, about tonight. But I think it definitely, when you compare it to last year, when you compare it to we were lost for a while to start the last season, and it felt pretty. After just off of what we're seeing tonight and with the roster of the team we're going into this year, it feel a little bit more comfortable about what we can establish in the first 2 months of the season, as opposed to last year where it was just kind of the season starting and week by week it feels like we're playing catch up. We don't know what our rotation is. We don't know who we can rely on besides Stephen Curry, and this team just feels like. And this is probably two simple things that I really set out, or I really wanted to see, was just Kuminga and Moody's minutes, which I feel like it feels like they have to play. So I just really want to see, Kerr get the best out of them this year. I feel like the Warriors have done a lot to develop both of those players, and it was cool to see both of them out there. It's cool to see Kuminga get minutes through mistakes, and with him, I just love to see the energy and intensity and his willingness to just kind of bounce back and stuff. I think it was a tough game with foul trouble for him tonight, and then Moody, which was really cool to see. You said, he got first quarter minutes and he was provided a scoring punch off the bench. I just really feel like Moses Moody can be pretty key to this team if he can get the minutes and opportunities. But it should be interesting to see how Kerr's got a lot to play around with.
Did he get fourth quarter minutes at all? Moody?
He did. He was actually out there. I was surprised. Unless I missed. Ooh, no, wait.
I don't know if he did. I don't think he did.
Kuminga was out there pretty much the whole time, which is interesting because Wiggins kind of stunk it up. No.
Moody needs to play. He played 18 minutes tonight. He needs to play. He needs to be in the 20-22 range up there with Kuminga. Kuminga played 20. He should be playing just as much minutes as GP2, honestly, in my opinion.
Moody is ready.
11 points, 4 for 6, 2 for 4 from 3.
He's just a really good. I don't know. Yeah, it just seems like he's really going to be a really good all-around player, and exactly what the Warriors kind of players the Warriors I think have been looking. All the Patrick McCalls and what was his name? Was it Evans? Who was it? Jacob Evans?
Yeah.
It's all these swing and misses they've had kind of on the draft on wings. I feel like he's really the.
He's the one that we want.
The
one that they've been trying the light skinned nigga that y'all been trying to get to play that role.
Ain't gonna be no drama, just straight hoop, both ends of the court. But yeah, me and Mike were talking about it. I think it's where is he gonna be able to get the minutes consistently? Because it feels like it's not gonna have anything to do with his play. It has to do with Kerr, Clay, the roster, the rotation, and just kind of the ups and downs of the season, and everything else. Like, it could be little to do with how consistent or how good Moses Moody is. And I think the fear is that, there's just going to be too much surrounding him, too much for Kerr to have to work through. And Clay, him playing, probably just lining up the most position-wise with Klay Thompson, probably one of the bigger egos on the team. Just like a lot to deal with. But I think I'll close with my last part, let y'all talk. We just, we talked about it, and I talked to Dwight about it again after today. But I think this is compared to last year, this is such more of a Kerr roster, which I like for him. Of just, even though I fear Kerr's always have a little sub baseline fear with Kerr and his rotations, and kind of if he's overthinking it throughout the year. I feel like he works best at 2015, kind of like with 10, 11, 12 deep, and I think that's what they got him this year. Like, it's not the greatest team in the world. It's not as good as 2015 Warriors or 2016 Warriors, but like, you got him 10, 11 guys that I think he'll really like, and he wants to play. And I think this is the closest he's ever had to that kind of roster, where it's back to Steve Kerr, where strength in numbers Steve Kerr, I guess, can kind of really come back out for the first time in a while. But I don't think he's had that ability to do that in a minute. I think that's where he's comfortable.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, kind of to your point about the Moody part, and he has to play more. He was I'm looking at it now, he's the only player to make more shots than he missed today, but he played the least amount of minutes besides the 3 minutes Corey Joseph got, which he was a -12 in, which is kind of hard to do. That's kind of wild. Probably not really on him. That was just that bad stretch.
What the lineup was.
He was caught out there. That's the thing. They didn't play well in stats minutes for the most part tonight. For the most part, there were some good stretches. But, that's interesting with Moody. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, seems like this is probably – Kerr probably looks at this and is like, oh, yeah, everybody's about 20 minutes, between 20 and 30-something. I think the scary part is Chris Paul.
Why did Chris Paul play 34 minutes? I was just looking at that.
That's like a Draymond
Clay played
thing and a no other point guard thing. But yeah, go ahead.
Clay played 36.
Yeah, that's the part that
and Steph only played 31.
That was his fault.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I forgot he had the 5 fouls. Yeah, that's why 2K be doing that shit.
A little more minutes to Steph, a little bit less minutes to Chris with the Steph foul trouble, but still
Clay.
The Chris and the Steph part, again, like foul trouble, everything balances out. The Clay 36 is where you look at, it's like, oh, where could Moody's minutes have came from? And like, Clay has the versatility technically, but that's like the whole group. I think we were talking about that the other day. The whole group does the guard 3 through 5 thing. So I don't know what Clay's Clay's giving you the shooting. That hopefully will come around. It's been a rough preseason, rough first game. He had a couple big shots late, but
go ahead and sign that extension, Clay. While the offer still is what it stands.
What's it going? He's got a certain date he can sign. He has to sign it by, right?
It passed.
Oh, it passed.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
At least it passed for most people. Or like today, yesterday Giannis signed, I think, or day before yesterday. I think that was the day it passed for most people.
We were saying he gonna do. I think Clay's gonna have 3 at the bare minimum. Clay's gonna have a 3 to 5 week stretch where he's just 25 plus points per game, and he's the best shooter in basketball. Mm-hmm. The real question is, how can he have 2 of those? Can he extend that to a month, 2 months, and can he not be? I think what we saw the preview of last year of Klay Thompson kind of coming over the hill or dealing with aging was like last November. Klay Thompson was really, really bad and just don't want any extended time like that again. It's like, but like I said, like he's the one that, like, when he's bad, it's really, really bad, and when he's good, it's really, really good. And then our other guy, I feel like, is Wiggins, where it's like Wiggins is more in the middle there, where I feel like his highs aren't going to be crazy high, but his lows aren't going to be crazy low either. He's just going to feel like he disappears. When Clay's bad, you know it. When Wiggins is bad, you're like, did Wiggins play today? Kind of shit. Like,
it was one of those days for Wiggins.
He only had 1 rebound.
I'm saying this is Moody and Kuminga. They got to drive. I feel like just the competitiveness out of Clay and Wiggins, the pressure on them for the minutes, I think, but also just the unity, even of just like, they can make up for where you guys are kind of, or where Clay, like, they can make up where you're lacking and make your job easier too. It's fresh legs, man. These dudes ready to hoop. Any thoughts on them? Phoenix. More thoughts on Phoenix besides Deep Book? I mean,
Yeah, man, he might be the one. I feel like I was trying to bring something. Not even really hate because he's really good, and I think he's really good. But I thought people were putting him in an elevated category. But it's like I think he just might need to be there. This dude's kind of something different, man. I don't know who's gonna be able to guard him. That's kind of the question here. But yeah, besides that, it was interesting how limited they fell off. Like you said, in the first half they ended up with the 64, but that was a lot of like that two like really nice runs kind of in the first half.
Yeah.
The second half they like I said it was a low scoring game in general. And it's just
Yeah.
it was weird to see them struggle to score. Part of it is just Durant struggled. Durant had a bad game, but also just kind of remember like they don't have a lot of depth.
Yeah, I don't like them. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I don't see them winning a champion. I can't see them. I can't see this team win a championship because it's just not enough.
I think they'll still have to try to think about it. Maybe Milwaukee. I think they're the most top-heavy team in the league. It's like I think they do the same thing, like recognizing kind of the lack of depth that's there. But I do just like the kind of. I feel like Brooklyn's been maybe kind of in that position we're supposed to be in that position with the various combination of superstars they've had. But this kind of just I think I like the KD Booker Beal trio actually, and I think it's I was saying I think it might be the best kind of the top of the top three in basketball. Maybe look at kind of like what like it may like the Warriors chance, the Nuggets obviously. I'm repeating, but like the Warriors, the Bucks, or the Clippers chance. Even though I see kind of like this is still kind of I think the talent on the night to night basis makes me think this team's gonna be just really good off of the three alone. And like that's the idea with a team like that. Kind of since Miami is you're not gonna have a lot of depth. You're investing it all into these three guys, and Nurkic is a solid 4. I think that's a big swap just with the energy of a player who's about to be probably going in his prime, like in the last time he's going to be in his prime. He needs one more contract, probably needs to play this out really well in the spotlight from a 22-year-old first pick of the draft who's like who's never seen anything but this team. Like they just that flipping energy can be big for them. It's the little probably the little things that help them out. But I think Bill and Booker, man, I like the combination. I think Devin Booker's really good, I guess, and I think I think they're both just good enough at the point at ball handling and play initiating that can work really well.
Yeah. No, it's probably just enough. It's hard. I don't know.
But championship, I don't know.
Yeah, the playoffs are going to be interesting. Regular season, we'll see. Tonight, having to rely. Nurkic had a good game. Kobe had a good game. Kobe had a good game and didn't really hit from only made 1 3. So maybe you can expect similar type of nights, like not night in night out, but kind of throughout the year. Nurkic had a good game in a way that I don't know if he's always gonna have that good of a game.
Yeah,
this is the time for him to go hard though. Like he
did look
he
good
kind of
out
been drowning
there.
in one spot for a while. Like he getting national TV games. I remember he's a competitor.
I don't know because I ain't seen Portland play in hella long since he was all. I was like, oh damn, this dude's moving faster than I remember him ever moving.
Dudes do that though and say they be drowning in one place. You get in shape in one summer. You're like, damn, what? I'm about to win I got a chance to win a championship.
Yeah. No, just along with like him, he missed a lot of like time in Portland in the last couple of years too. So it's kind of like got a lot of time. Probably missed more time than he could have missed just because like he's like probably had time to get just reps of like just kind of working out in the background, getting the shit together.
Yeah,
Al Horford had that a few years ago. Nurkic isn't that old, but Al Horford had that a couple years ago where he kind of just sat around on the Thunder,
OKC.
like quote unquote sat around on OKC, but was kind of working, staying in shape and everything. Like was the best he had looked in a while once he got to Boston after that. So,
that all because even before you said the Horford thing, my mind went to just kind of how Clay's shit went and just him even just a good bounce back from like two crazy injuries. But I think with the who were we talking about when we were saying the careers were kind of flipped with somebody missing the beginning of their career? It might have been N.B.H, like missing the beginning and somebody not getting the prime years on the end because of injuries. But John Wall, yep, and it's kind of the flip and just I think maybe making it more regular that like you just kind of lean into the before even I don't know if you don't schedule it ahead of time, but I think this idea of like Al Horford and like what you're saying with Al Horford, a player like who's kind of had a nice twilight since those OKC years is like really just focusing on your game and your body for a year and a half, and not playing as much. Just whenever that comes, though, I guess is like kind of like it doesn't have to be at the beginning. Maybe it's not best for it to be at the beginning, and maybe it's definitely not best to wait till John Wall, Klay Thompson, back-to-back injuries with the shit. But like, is there actually a middle ground where you can, like, if a player has something there, you know, that you're more willing? I guess I don't know. Yeah, that's more of probably a player thing too. Like, less teams want you out there no matter what, but. Maybe also with the Ben Simmons stuff, it's like, the year off thing, I guess, is maybe it just shouldn't be a crazy thing. Maybe it does extend career. It could extend careers a lot, I guess, but I don't know how you at all incorporate that, just the individual level thing, like
it's hard. I think
player and agent thing.
It's hard if it's not, because that's the thing. It's like something that injuries usually create, like the Horford situation, kind of even a product of somebody who's already been paid and at a different stage of their career, which Nurkic is kind of at too, and he's kind of got paid too. So even without the injury, similar there. Yeah. I think also always so part of it just gotta make the money in the prime money making years. Yeah, part of it. But I feel like with younger players, it's always interesting. It's gonna be interesting with Chet. We'll probably get to that in a little bit. But just you mentioned the Simmons on that end, but even Simmons and Embiid on the other end, just kind of getting to sit and watch that first year. Is I think there's evidence that you come in like really really ready.
Yeah, the 1 year I like.
But maybe not enough. Like just everybody, most of those guys were probably going to be really good the second year no matter what. But it's an interesting thing to look at.
Phoenix gonna be solid, man. The championship, I don't know, but Devin Booker, see one of the best. Devin Booker, the next can Devin Booker is last question, I guess, on that. Can Devin Booker ever hold the best American basketball player in the world?
Who cares?
Come on, man.
These Americans, bro.
Why you hating on us?
I'm trying to save it for the Laker game or till we talk about that shit.
That's a good conversation.
Okay, all right.
I'm assuming Anthony, but
yes.
we can take it there unless there's any other thoughts. I'll say Book. I
was saying AD still ahead of him, but I guess that's
still ahead of who? Devin Booker?
Hell no. One game, man.
That's one game. AD was best defender in basketball, but Devin Booker might have been the best offensive player in the playoffs, like damn near.
Yeah.
Besides Joker.
That's what I'm saying. One game, and we'll see. It's interesting. I think Booker game 1 in is already like, man, all right, maybe I need to kind of pull back my thoughts that like he can't be a top 5 in the league player. Maybe that's in his future down the line. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting year. Go ahead. I was going to say he got 8 assists over 6 turnovers today, which again, there's going to be a room for growth. But the fact that he's going to have to move it that much is like, if he's a 25 and 8, or a 30 and 8 guy. If he's getting kind of closest we've been since Harden and Russell, the 30 and 10.
Just solid. And I was saying, just where we're at with Ja and Zion, and then where we're at with Steph LeBron, where we're at with Steph LeBron, KD, and Kawhi. I guess kind of looking at the American superstar, American top players that we've had the last decade or so, and then the young ones on the way up as the European and foreign players start to dominate the top.
It's Wemby time, man. So whatever Booker's gonna do, he better do it. That's what I'm saying. Like, does he get like?
He gets does he get a little transition, in like a year or two? Is he the best for like a
year? I don't know if he has that year to be that he can actually be the best. Because this is gonna happen, like, I mean, unless he just does it this year, it would have to be this year or next, I guess. Honestly, I feel like the Suns are gonna fall apart, but
it's tough because it's also we're kind of projecting because at least in my mind, like Steph's still there, and that feels like kind of an insurmountable hurdle, even though he beat Steph today and outplayed Steph today, but.
He outplayed Steph today and only won by 4 points. Exactly. And Steph had a bad game. Steph had the best looking bad game I ever seen.
He still had 27. I thought he was gonna have less points than that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Steph's
really this about to be.
He wasn't hitting his threes, or he's 4 for 14 from 3.
That's why I can't give it to Booker yet because watch what Steph's. I can see what he's about to do this year.
Marcus Thompson said he won an MVP. Might win MVP.
I'm not saying Book got it this year either. Saying I think, I'm saying I think the next couple of years can he get it? Because I think Steph got, I think Steph still got him for this year and probably the next season. Because Steph's crazy and that's no shame to that. Like if he gets anywhere close to it, like kind of the way Steph's played the last 2 years.
Well, who else is there? X out Ja, X out. I'm not talking about Ja or Zion. Is there anybody?
It's Jimmy Butler's in that range.
Well, see, I've been talking about it as an under 30 conversation.
Yeah.
It's easier because like LeBron and Steph and even guys like Jimmy, Kawhi, like just easier to have the conversation outside.
And Anthony Davis now.
Am I forgetting about somebody though?
It's
tough. Booker and Tatum are kind of leading.
Yeah, Tatum. Okay, yeah, Tatum.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hate. Recent hate.
Sticking kind of on the brand. So the best American defender, quote unquote, in the world, at least for the NBA. You could argue maybe Bam or Draymond are better. I don't know. We haven't get to see AD play here. World basketball actually, but best defender played against the best player in the world. That happens to not be an American.
He got dog walked.
It was rough, man.
You see that dunk to start the game? He screamed.
17. If there was a way to mute somebody on Prize Picks and Underdog, I would just mute AD. I don't even want to see him come up on my board. Because I was juiced. He had 17 in the first half. How does that happen? But you know how I knew it was already going bad? Because he was getting points. He only had one rebound in the first quarter.
He had one rebound in the first half.
In the first, he didn't get another rebound the whole half?
Nope, I was cracking up. They showed the him and Jokic stats at halftime. Jokic had like 19, 8, 2 or 3 assists. AD was 19 and it was 1. Everything.
Yeah, LeBron's not standing for this. And it's so crazy because I was just watching them go like, man, AD was trying to do exactly what Jokic was doing to him, and he just couldn't do it. And it's not even like Jokic is faster. It's just, I don't know. It's just...
I was saying, this LeBron's, man...
I don't know how long.
I was saying, I thought it was funny, too. Just I see the stats at halftime, I feel like kind of in and out on kind of the first half, but definitely saw the stats at halftime, saw the beginning of the game. But just AD came out the game. I feel like he had a block, too, the first play of the game. And then he had I think he definitely had the first 2 points with like the dunk, and he just screamed under the rim. I'm like, oh, he about to dominate. He finally here. And they're saying all this stuff like he recommitted to the organization. I was like, whoa, that's like how many times have I actually heard this shit? But I saw the one rebound at halftime, and I was just gonna see this is like simulation. I feel like I don't even gotta listen to TNT. I feel like this is what Shaq gonna have to talk about. Like, he dominating, but he not dominating. But now I see too. Him and LeBron both started out their first couple plays strong, which is what you figured. But LeBron, the way LeBron had it, just caught that full speed.
Man,
LeBron finished through traffic. I was like, Bron, you wasting your time with Anthony Davis, man. I ain't gonna lie, he was a good choice, but this choice has capped out. There's a better. If you don't even have to just look at American players, there's a better number 2 option for you out there. Man.
That's what I'm saying. If you're LeBron and you're just watching what Jokic is just like, because Anthony Davis was the perfect pick for that time, but it's really like, oh man, it's like you seeing all this happen.
Ain't no easy games gonna be in the West.
10 for 16.
His free agency. I'm pretty sure he hasn't done any extension. His free agency is gonna be hilarious because it's just I don't know what he's gonna do. He's probably just gonna go back, but like y'all was saying, it's just there's so much basketball out there. Like he can go play with Kyrie. Go play. Yeah. Just there's a lot of options.
Prince had more points than AD.
He was hooping.
Yeah, I know.
That was kind of funny.
6 for 8, 4 for 6. Yeah.
Best player in the world, Austin Reeves, had a rough night.
Yeah, you needed one more point. Yeah, how does AD only... Yeah, I don't get it.
How many rebounds he faced?
He had just as much rebounds as Austin Reeves. They both had 8 rebounds. LeBron had 8 rebounds.
7 rebounds second half.
Here you go, locked in. They almost came back and did something, but yeah, no, it was rough. Is Jokic... I guess 2 questions. We'll start with... Is Jokic the best? I think for most people, he's kind of clearly the best offensive player in basketball, but there's a particular reference for Steph Curry on this podcast, so is Jokic the best offensive player in basketball?
Yes.
Yeah, it's too easy, man. It's too easy. That's just, Steph still, I'm still happy that Steph, I feel like it's cool. Like, Steph still got a gap, I think, on everybody else in terms of just his impact. Once he hits his stride, Steph's impact is crazy. Like you said tonight, you blink now, he's got 25 points, like just easy. But yeah, no, there's a guy better than him, and Never seen anything like this before.
I feel like Jokic is really the evolution, the evolution of Tim Duncan, or the next evolution of Tim Duncan of our time. And it's crazy that it's just happening so fast because I'm not trying to discredit, or I can't put Jokic above Tim Duncan or anything yet, but just the skill, just the game evolving pretty much, and just seeing the.
Yeah, no, I always think of. Go ahead, sorry.
No. Or a quick, just the Tim Duncan thing is good. 'Cause I feel like just earliest memories, the early 2000s, is just he's the hub of the offense. Like no matter, I always go back and look at the numbers. Like man, Duncan wasn't averaging more. It was like no, like they were giving him the ball. Like they're running everything through him. Like from 90, like from damn near rookie season on. But like it is to see the game evolve as fast as it does. Like you're saying, it doesn't make sense that we got to this fast. That there is another. Like the offensive, being able to have a one-man offensive hub, the way Duncan could be to create like the efficient offense, and I think just consistent winning, based around in the early 2000s. Like we shouldn't have got players probably capable of that so quickly, like because offense has been changing so fast, kind of through each era. Every couple years, it's moving so quickly with the shooting and the guard play and everything. But to get to this point, one with the Steph Curry to have that kind of offensive hub is clearly just an anomaly. But then to get here where you have a center in this game, I guess like we should have took 10 or 20 more years to get to a place where we could have another, like you're saying, Tim Duncan, where a center can come back and be the hub of the offense again, because it's like, oh, guards are like just hitting another stride in terms of their capabilities on the court since Steph Curry. But this is almost too fast. Like it's hitting the lead, it's punched the curveball, punch the league, like end up like with going back to back or a 3-point. Like can't write it off the table right now because it does feel like we're just kind of getting hits with something that's too early almost.
Yeah. He always makes me think of Shaq. I like the Duncan comment because I think in mentality, that makes more sense, especially because I've always called Jokic Steph's truest son, and Steph's definitely like kind of a descendant of the kind of Tim Duncan mentality to approaching like the game, like the team concept. I feel like Jokic just always embodied that with Steph. They're the only two guys that like you watch them play on offense, and pretty much every moment they're out there, they're working to get the team a good shot. Like if you kind of watch the full possession, and they're working towards that kind of consistently and using their gravity and using their passing or whatever to create good shots, but. Shaq kind of in skills. I guess I watched Jokic and I was like, man, just imagine if Shaq got drafted into this NBA. Like Shaq gets drafted into an NBA where Nikola Jokic is already doing all of this and what they're trying to turn that. It's like you see the clips of like young Shaq, like skinny Shaq, and like what he was like. Zig was coast to coast. Like Zig was definitely going coast to coast and doing that shit. It's like, oh, in this game, like Shaq, and like even as a hub, like he got as much as Duncan got to be the hub for a long time. Shaq got to be a hub in the back end of his career, in the triangle, like kind of doing that kind of type thing, like getting him to be in the open court and doing all that stuff. Like he has a skill set. Everything with Jokic on offense besides the jumper, Shaq kind of can bring to the table.
I was saying, I feel like it's the individual, the scorer. I feel like the scorer he is kind of too. Even without the diversity, he doesn't need it as much. For where the game is now, it's like that's the other part of him coming into the game is just there's no one-on-one matchup for him, and I think it is like I said, the two. Not putting them together, but the two combination of what he showed in his career, the first probably 10, 11 years, which is the athleticism of the young Shaq, but then how quickly in a big man-based game, he figured out how to be kind of one of the smartest centers by 2001. One of the smartest kind of centers, making the reads and the triangle and being able to being the hub of an offense, in the prime of his career. But like that's where he's headed. In this game, where I think off rip, it's just nobody can do anything with you, like just kind of with single or double coverage, kind of from off rip in terms of just stopping you from getting 30 a night. Where does that even get to once he does start picking up the game and start picking up being able to read the defense like he would be able to in a slower, more congested game. The dominance, I feel like that's the most feels probably Jokic and Shaq. Jokic is a different kind of dominance, I guess, but it does make you think back. Or probably the closest thing you can think, recent memory you can think back to is Shaq, and he gets Shaq and Curry kind of comparisons, and less than LeBron and Kobe comparisons, I guess.
Yeah. No, man. That's really interesting. Any other thoughts on Nuggets Lakers before we kind of talk about the greater Western Conference?
Yeah, I'd say kind of lead into it. Just feel like I was kind of hinting at the LeBron Steph thing earlier. LeBron wasting his time there, but I think this team is like gonna be fine. I think that's like I feel like when we were watching Michael, like this is a crazy. Yeah, playing against the defending champions, but the Nuggets are really good and they put up a good effort in that game, and that's a tough first game. So I want to see where this team is in the next couple of weeks, and same kind of similar with them with the Warriors. Like I think they're in a better place starting the season than they were, much more kind of sure of what they're doing, than where the Warriors and Lakers started kind of in the beginning or first quarter of the season last year. They were both kind of lost and up and down. So, yeah, the Lakers should be solid. Like all four of those Western Conference teams I saw today look like they're gonna be four of the best teams in the West, so given health.
Are they the top four? Anybody else got somebody different as we kind of expand? So we're talking about the greater Western Conference.
What are the Clippers doing? Are the Clippers playing this year? Are they like, is Kawhi playing? What's going on?
He's healthy, right? He's
healthy at the moment.
Let's go.
Who knows?
Russell Westbrook. They're trying to get James Harden still probably.
Like they're pretty close on Harden. It seems like it's gonna happen. Terrence Mann seems to be the holdout here, but seems like Harden threatened that he might retire. Harden threatened that he might retire if they don't trade him.
What is Harden talking about? Can he stop?
Can't lose James Harden and Andre Iguodala in the same year.
What does he want?
Her inner child.
Man. So yeah, is there anybody else? Yeah, Clippers. I don't know. Clippers are a hard.
I mean, that's the first.
To talk about.
Yeah, Clippers, Grizzlies.
Steven Adams. Injury hurts. I feel like
Sacramento.
Sac
going to get there above the Lakers. I don't know about these Lakers, man. I'm telling y'all. I feel like they're going to have a roller coaster season.
They can, but I feel like they're good enough to be like, they're going to be, like I said, worst case scenario, we're talking 7-8, which in this West, I don't think is a bad thing. Best case scenario for Lakers, like 2-3. But the Kings is the one I forgot though. The Kings are much more solid. Like the Kings are like best case scenario 1, like best scenario. They're the best regular season team. Or worst case scenario, I feel like is like 5 maybe 6 for them. I think the Kings don't dodge the play-in, but I can't say that for the Lakers. I can't say that for even the Suns, Clippers, anybody. Kings and the Nuggets are the only teams I could say are not going to be in the play-in.
Yeah. I kind of think New Orleans has a shot. That's my kind of wild card. I guess kind of a wild card, but they were one of the best teams in basketball when they were healthy for that short sprint. They were healthy last year, but they're weird. They're one to keep my eye on, kind of like Memphis. See how
that's the other one. Yeah,
Memphis is tough with the Ja out, and then Adams being out for the rest of the year. No, I think we were looking at no timetable on Bang yet, so it's a lot to overcome. They got some depth. They've played well when they've missed players in the past, so I think they've got a shot. And New Orleans is the wild card. Because again, when Zion plays and they're all out there, man, those dudes are hard to beat. And as of right now, it looks like we're getting Zion out there. So.
I need to see it.
I know it's kind of with both of them. With Memphis, I need to see them in the playoffs, but with New Orleans, I feel like they got to just do it before I can fully believe in it.
So we got to see Zion play basketball tomorrow.
I think so. I shouldn't speak before I know for sure, but I haven't heard that he's not playing.
Who do they play?
Let's pull it up.
Oh, they do. They play. Who are they playing? Somebody else young.
What we got? We're pulling up the slate. New Orleans has Grizzlies. Oh, Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. Oh yeah, it was Memphis. Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. There's actually a solid amount of good ones, but yeah, that's gonna be good. Interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see how Memphis holds up, man. They're missing a lot off rip, and Jaren Jackson's kind of left to be the big by himself now. But they're an interesting one. But yeah, any Thunder thoughts? What do you think? If I haven't talked to you about OKC, how are you feeling about what they can be? I feel like some people are really high, like they could be a home seed.
I could see them being I could just see them being a 5 or a 6. I could see them sneaking into a 5.
Yeah.
5 seed, 6 seed.
Okay. Yeah,
they're gonna be up there. They just hella young.
Yeah.
I just feel like tough conference to be young in, even with all the talent that they do have. Who do they got?
They got Chet having his rookie
Yeah,
season.
Chet, Shea, but who else is
I mean, Giddy, Dort.
Giddy, Dort? Yeah, they're just.
Oh yeah, Jay. What? Jay. Ooh.
Which one? The light skin one or the dark skin one? There's two of them. Dark skin one. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's nice. Yeah, I see them 5 or yeah.
It's a lot of nice players. I think a lot of people are saying like, yo, we didn't see it with the Thunder the first time around, like when it was Russ and KD and all of them.
Yeah.
Like I think they think it could be that, where it's like all of a sudden, oh shit, they're just out here and they're really competitive and they're one of the best teams in the league. But I think, yeah, you said it's hard. It's going to be hard in the West this year. I think we just saw 4 pretty good teams. I need to see the Warriors play. I want to see how the Warriors do on Friday. It's going to be an interesting
Who are we playing on Friday?
Sacramento.
Oh, man, we just going right into the fire.
Yeah,
okay.
No, this is tough. Got Houston on Sunday, so, that's you never know. Feel like what's your thoughts on how well San Antonio can do, but also what do you just think about Wemby?
Oh man, I'm scared of that dude. I might watch every Spurs game this year because this is it. I don't know what do you think they're gonna do though? Because do you think Pop was expecting him to be this good this fast?
I really don't know.
I wasn't expecting him to be that. And I'm just talking about off the preseason clips, all I had to do was just see what I saw.
I feel like he's talked about how with Duncan early on, they weren't really trying to like force him into anything really offensively, and they're trying to treat Victor the same way. As far as like they're not trying to like just go find your game, like go play how you play out there on offense. We'll kind of start building around that.
But what happens when go find your game turns into
that's the interesting part.
You're playing good teams very close, may not be winning, but do you see them making a move? Do you see the Spurs making a move during the season? Or do you just think, I feel like they're gonna wait, but
they also could just be pretty good. Probably not, but I think they wait. And I think especially, I don't think Victor's going to. I think the defense is where it's going to be kind of crazy, and even offense, he's going to do a lot of shit on offense. That's going to be kind of wild, but also I don't know if his numbers are going to look like much different than like. What's a good example? Well, like a typical guard that has a good first season does on offense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to get a lot, but he also, I'm just going to say, this nigga likes to shoot jumpers, which is good. I think it's great for the long term of his career, but also, as a rookie, he's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he shoots sub 50 from the field, which is still going to be good because he's going to be dominant around the rim. But I think just because of all that, I don't think they're going to force it. I don't think they're going to try to make the push right away. I think they're going to get a feel. They're going to let him win his Rookie of the Year, kind of dominate the way he wants to dominate, and then start building it.
Yeah.
I mean, this summer gets interesting, though, because they do have some picks. They do got some pieces, and they can start really building it out right away. That's the thing. I think what we've seen so far means they're not waiting for a year 2. They're not waiting to see what year 2 looks like. I think it's like full steam ahead next year. I think, cause especially with a team that's had Duncan, they're like, nah, we're going to start trying to win championships.
Just
like right now.
Yeah, but the NBA, just Wemby playoffs rookie year, the NBA would love that. If that were possible to happen.
On national TV a lot this year.
That would be crazy.
$5 on the Spurs making the playoffs. $5, $10 on the Wemby MVP. You know what I mean? Shot in the dark change. This dude might change everything.
I gotta do that triple double bet too. I ain't gonna lie.
Because he's about to get.
Yeah, it was. Wait, the odds has probably changed now. But
what was it?
It was like
good ass odds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait. That was. I remember I listened to that episode.
Yeah.
I was. Oh yeah, that was. I rember. Damn.
I was trying to think how he was gonna get it. I was thinking like, how is he gonna get 10 assists? But no, this nigga's just gonna get 12 blocks in the game, bro.
Multiple times.
It's real.
Plus blocks.
He's really that.
Nah, I really think that it's great coaching, great defense. I think this team is gonna be. I think it could benefit them. The West was more, I think, not as spread out as it is. Like it would hurt them more than what this is. This kind of big ass landscape of everybody's gonna be like drowned in competition. I guess there's no nights off kind of thing, and I think they're just. If they're good at defense and they're young, that means they're healthier. They have more energy than everybody else. I feel like me and Mike were talking earlier. I feel like Greg, Pop, and Spoelstra and Brad Stevens used to be kind of the kings of my team is going to be the best defensive team the back half of the year, and we're gonna rack up a lot of wins off of you don't even have to be trying to get the wins. We're gonna rack up a lot of wins because you're more locked in than the teams that have given up on the season, the teams that are trying to lock in but they're dealing with injuries or they're dealing with the locker room turmoil or stuff like that. I feel like Popovich, Stevens, Spoelstra, and it's defense. That's why I feel like it's a sound, structured defensive system. It's kind of why, but if you can build a sound defensive system with a young team, I mean, and I just can't take that off the table when you have maybe the greatest defensive rookie ever coming into the NBA. Like feels like a Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell kind of thing, or it's kind of just walk right into the most blocks in the NBA and the numbers, and you change the way the numbers even look. Yeah. I'm pretty high. I don't know. I got the Spurs. I feel like I see the Spurs not being. I feel like Portland's the worst team in the West. I feel like Houston can have a little bit of a gap ahead of them, maybe, but maybe not that much or even much significant. And I feel like San Antonio is going to be with whoever, that 10, 11, 12 group at the worst. Like Minnesota, Utah. I can see the Spurs just being better than the Jazz. Don't want to single out the Jazz because they might surprise us like they surprised us last year, but even more this time.
I got some players, man. Yeah, the West is tough this year. I mean, from top to bottom. And everybody besides Portland, which is still going to be fun to watch because they got some interesting young guys.
Yeah. You niggas used to try to tell me about Karl Anthony Towns. Now we got Jokic and Wemby. I told y'all.
Best big man shooter ever. That's what he said.
That's what he's going for now.
That's what he said.
He thinks he is that already, even though Dirk Nowitzki exists.
Man. Splitting hairs, I guess,
Yeah, man. Those playoff wins.
Just said shooter. Just shooter.
There's some teams.
Open gym.
We didn't talk about them. There's some people that are high on the Timberwolves this season. Most of it because of Anthony Edwards.
Not because of Town.
And a lot of people because Towns probably gets traded if it doesn't go well in the first couple of months.
Yeah.
So
that's what Ant needs to get out of Minnesota. But
the NBA
if they do
needs to get out of Minnesota, that's the problem.
Yeah,
the Timberwolves. You can put a different team in Minnesota.
Respect for the great people of Minneapolis.
We'll bring you another team later, but we're gonna take the Timberwolves away and bring you back a very special gift called a real basketball team.
Oh yeah,
that doesn't torture you.
Sure, that'd be fine with that.
Anthony Edwards, Karl Towns. I just want to see them both elsewhere, somewhere else.
We got new ownership in the mix. A-Rod's about to own them. It's part of the ownership group. But, I mean, it has,
potential. I mean, it's finally.
They hired a good GM. They hired the guy that replaced Messiah in Denver, who built the champion. And, yes, his first move was to trade for Rudy Gobert. But they're trying. They're moving in the right direction.
West is crazy.
They've been a poverty franchise, I feel like people make the joke of poverty franchise with Minnesota Timberwolves, from being kind of screwed over by the league at the beginning just because they're an expansion team.
Yeah.
And then to the screwing themselves, but then they probably being too harsh, or maybe not, I don't know. That's a weird one, whose side you land on, but just the whole Joe Smith thing. This has literally been a poverty franchise, but it seems like things could be turning around.
Warriors and Kings fans know what it's like to root for one of the worst teams in the NBA, you feel me, for a long period of time. But we can always look down at the Minnesota Timberwolves because they were bad the whole time. The Kings were bad for a damn near 10-year stretch, missed the playoffs. The Warriors had a 10-year stretch, missed the playoffs. All that time, Minnesota Timberwolves were holding themselves back more.
The Timberwolves made the playoffs during that stretch that the Kings for the longest 10-year thing.
Still holding themselves back more because they had a better player than the Warriors or the Kings had ever had in those stretches in Kevin Garnett, generational talent.
Yeah.
The Warriors was bad. We had Antoine James, Gilbert Arenas. You know, it was a long shuffle of just players we fuck with, but nothing nearly close to a top 5 player in basketball. You feel me? That's why Barron was so big, because that was the closest thing like we got for since the Run Team C. It was like that's the big stretch. And the Kings
I don't mean to imply that the Timberwolves have been poorly. Poor.
Yeah. KG.
Yeah, they screwed it over, man, definitely. But I'm trying to be hopeful for the people of Minnesota. You never know. Some people are hopeful. Maybe this is the year. I don't think it is. But maybe with Towns out the mix, some space to play in.
West is so
the guy
good.
that broke his hand? He just got signed an extension. Broke his hand because he punched something in that game to make the thing.
Oh, who was that again?
Is it Vanderbilt, Cunningham?
Vanderbilt. No, wait, which one's on the Lakers? Or was on the Lakers last year in the playoffs?
Yeah, see, I can't keep it straight. But the one that they kept was just probably the best one of all those players.
McDaniels.
I think you're right, yes. He just signed an extension. He's in the mix. They got some good players. Nas Reed. They got a good team if you take either Rudy Gobert or Karl-Anthony Towns. They got an interesting base to build around. And if you take Rudy Gobert or Karl-Anthony Towns off the team, and it's just going to be easier, and you're going to get more value if it's Towns.
Everybody's good in the West, though.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Not saying when to move. Yeah.
Everybody's good in the West, but also, again, it's just like all of the best teams are old. You just never know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're just the lurker, I feel like.
Yeah.
Talented enough to just lurk the whole time and then seize the opportunity. Be like, in that 7 to 10 range.
Did we hit pretty much everybody in the West? We kind of talked about everybody, but Dallas. We didn't talk about Dallas at all.
See, Victor versus Luka.
That's tomorrow. Yeah, if we want to start talking about games tomorrow, that's the second ESPN. That's what I was going to say. They're putting them on TV a lot, man. I think you said they would love to have them in the playoffs. Yeah, they want to put them on the screen as much as possible. Yeah. Boy, got his debut on national television.
Don't let Luka take this L.
It's going to be a fun.
Who else do they have besides Luka and Kyrie?
They got a solid squad.
Who did they get? They got Seth. Seth's back.
Grant Williams. Which is kind of their Dorian Finney-Smith replacement, which I think is a pretty good fit, actually. They're starting a rookie at center, or at least they did in the first couple of preseason games. We'll see how that goes. You can always fall back on Dwight Powell, but yeah. They ain't got nobody to guard. We'll see who guards Victor.
That is not enough.
But yeah, they're going to be interesting. Y'all think Kyrie? We don't need to speculate on Kyrie. We'll just see what happens. But I think they got a chance. Their offense is going to be really good, you would figure. We'll see if they can stop people.
I'm rooting for Luka to miss the playoffs. It's the only player I hate on. I'm trying to be the only player I hate on.
He has to leave, right? Like, if he misses the playoffs back-to-back years, he has to demand out, right? At that point.
Dallas is going down. Dallas does not know what it's doing anymore. They were lucky, and then all that luck's ran out. Mark Cuban's drowning.
That's a real poverty franchise. Minnesota's just been incompetent with basketball. Them niggas been incompetent with everything. So
this is true. Phoenix and Dallas have some lower low points than the Minnesota Timberwolves do.
Yeah. And the Clippers back in the
Clippers too.
Yeah.
Clippers too.
Thing. Y'all made a side deal to get the niggas some money. Trying to make sure we got you. We gonna make sure you get paid.
Dallas.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I feel like it is a make or break year for them, which makes it interesting because it is that thing where you're rooting for it and it kind of feels realistic that I don't know. It feels hard for me to see them as a top 6 team in the West, except for the fact that Luka's really good. But Luka was really good last year and they weren't. So, And the others, they just missed the play-in like they did this last year, or even lose in the play-in. Like, it's like you just can't. Like, you can't. I don't think there's a way to bounce back from that as a franchise.
Yeah.
With Luka, in Luka's eyes, at least. So.
Yeah, that's like hating, kind of rooting for the back-to-back playoff misses, but they do feel, like you said, the 60. I feel like they do. They had a time. Everybody, I feel like a lot of teams did, but they had a time. I feel like they were top 2 or 3 in the West for a stretch. I feel like they had the craziest kind of flip of like just went from playing good basketball to playing bad basketball last year, which I feel like is indicative of Jason Kidd kind of. But anyways, I think they do scare me as just kind of like, yeah, they might just be, like I said, the youth and health thing of like the top teams. Like they feel like me as kind of that perfect kind of middle ground, like with Memphis. Like Sacramento's probably the top, and then you got Memphis and you got Dallas. Like any of those teams finishing in the top two, or like I wouldn't bank on wouldn't bank on Dallas finishing top 3 seed, but it wouldn't like catch me crazy off guard if Luka has an MVP, finishes top 2 or 3 in the race, and they get finished that high, and they just have really good health. I guess is kind of the main thing. I think. So yeah, I feel like they had times where they were pretty damn good, or one of the better teams in the conference last year, which. New Orleans is the other one. That was probably the other one. It's like, let's say they're in the same cat. Probably like New Orleans and Dallas. You got Sacramento and Memphis probably beneath them, and then you got New Orleans and Dallas. It's like they could finish pretty high, and it wouldn't be shocking, and even as high as like 2 or 1 if shit broke really crazy for them. But then on the other end, Dallas and New Orleans is like, yeah, this can go not great for you either. This can go pretty bad.
See how it goes. I think that's everybody in the West for the most part. At least we mentioned most teams.
The real NBA.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you're going to spend much time on the other conferences. This is where the action seems to be.
Damn, it's your time. Everybody's over here. You over there. You don't get this. If you ain't at least there, Dame. Come on, man.
You have one of the guys that people kind of everybody is all in on. Giannis is one of the.
You got the best player you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Maybe an NBA. No.
That's what I'm saying.
In your whole career.
People's heads, he's top 2.
And he's the best fit. That's the thing. He's the best fit.
Jokic is the best fit with every. No, they wouldn't stop nobody.
That's what I'm saying. You play better with him than you do with Curry or with Jokic. I see Steve Kerr. Never mind. Trying to figure that shit out.
You got Draymond. That's fine.
Yeah. No, yeah.
They started Chris Paul.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I think if this was Dame, could have been.
Could have been James. Still could be James. I'm still kind of all in.
That's later.
Just pulling the James thing off. But right now, if you want it to be, there's nothing stopping you from just throwing Chris Paul.
No. Chris first. James. Chris first, and then James.
Get over here, James.
James next time.
Bay Area is beautiful.
I believe in Chris.
He love it. He like it out. He probably wouldn't like it as much as Houston.
He gonna do his LA thing first. He gonna go to LA first, and then he gonna come to the Warriors after next year or the year after. Harden's gonna finish up here, or throw us 1 year at the end. You feel me? Get in shape a little bit. Really, just get buckets.
What we watching? What's y'all first? What's the game y'all want to watch tomorrow?
What's the first start times?
So at 4:00 we got Hawks, Hornets, Wizards, Pacers, Rockets, Magic, and yeah, those are the 4:00 starts. And Celtics Knicks. I'm sorry, that's the ESPN game.
Bump the Celtics. I'm watching Rockets.
Rockets Magic seems fun as hell.
Yo,
I'm
starting there.
Not watching those. I probably will watch the Nets versus the Cavs.
That should be a fun
And I'm watching Wizards Pacers because the Pacers about to pop.
JP.
Oh yeah.
No, Wizards Pacers is mine already.
I forgot about that.
Halliburton's about to dog Jordan Poole.
I had to do those.
But Jordan Poole is still gonna drop a cool 25. But Halliburton's gonna get the dub.
I'm not watching the Celtics. I know that.
I care about Jordan Poole's career because it's just I don't know what
it's being a basketball fan, man. He's a good basketball player. You're a fan.
That's the part though. I want him to be a good basketball player. This is a make or break season. The 41. That's the thing. Just 41. Think about 41 in the Garden in like 3 quarters, and then follows it up. You know what he did in the game after?
No.
He went 1 for 15.
Just like Steph, man. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Come on now.
1 for 15. I don't know when 1 for 15.
What's that Laker game? We was in LA. I feel like I never seen anybody miss that much in a basketball game.
Steph also is kind of cursed in Staples against the Lakers. Just a weird one.
But yeah, JP, he got this. He playing this Tyus is starting, right?
Yeah, Tyus.
Oh yeah, we good money. This is good.
Abdia already seems to hate him.
Jordan Poole just went from playing point guard in Steve Kerr's offense with the pressure of a championship damn near every year to now he finally gets to play shooting guard for the first time for real. Man, he just finna go out there and get better at scoring every night.
Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert.
He's a
Yeah,
long
that's
line
the
of Wizards
that's
guards,
the
yeah.
one.
No, he fits in the mold of long lines of Wizards guards. Like
The Warriors Wizards thing too, though.
Yeah.
It's the Warriors guards history. Where does he line up with the most?
Oh, late pick too. Gilbert was second rounder. Jordan Poole was a late first.
Yep.
Yeah. What to say? But yeah, the Pacers. I feel like the Wizards. I'm probably gonna watch a lot of Jordan Poole early, as much as it's gonna. I don't know. We'll see how long that lasts. But the reason that one's a must watch, I feel like early, is because of the matchup against the Pacers. I really want to see how good they're gonna be because Halliburton is nice and they've got a lot of pieces for around him. It feels like the first year that Miles Turner isn't going to be in trade talk. It's just Miles Turner is a Pacer ever since Sabonis has been gone. There's no more turmoil. Like, he's been either in the whole me and Sabonis can't really play together thing, or like I'm kind of trying to. He was literally remember when he did the podcast interview where he like was trying to tell, he was like, this is why the Lakers should trade for me. Y'all remember that happened last year at some point?
I feel like it's been the both pulls of just like, I feel like it's swung both directions multiple times now of like Miles and Miles' camp wanting to trade the Pacers and Pacers shopping and when back and forth at different times.
Yeah, but they gave him all their leftover cap space last year and then kind of extended him for less over the next few years. So that being kind of settled in, I kind of really want to see. I don't know if Obi Toppin's going to have a long career. I think this is the perfect place for him to be if he's going to have an impact kind of right now.
He can find a home next to Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah,
shoot.
There's all the shooters around him. So
run and shoot.
That's the early must watch. I think what was saying Pelican. I don't know if Pelican. No, actually, see Pelicans Grizzlies is a better game at 5 than Thunder Bulls, but I really want to see what that Thunder team's going to be. Chet's game against Vic was a really good game, and I kind of want to keep up with this Thunder squad and see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm about to pass on the first. I'm looking at this now. I'm looking at Wizards, Pacers, Rockets, Magic, whichever one keeps me going into that Pelicans Grizzlies.
Yeah.
That one. Then once that starts, I feel like I'm there.
Yeah.
This Zion, man, it still always feels like it's his rookie year again, you know? Like, here we go. Let's get started. Best player I've ever seen. Maybe. I don't know.
This is the last time. This isn't the first time he's been playing. Like, he's played in the first game of the season, has it? I didn't check if he was actually playing.
You can't be. What is this year? Was this 4 or 5?
I can't keep track. What year is Zion in? This is. They're past their third year, right? 4 or 5.
Definitely past 3. 4. Jordan Poole's in 3, and they're Jordan Poole's in 4.
Jordan Poole's in 4. I was about to say if Jordan Poole's only in 3. I was about to say, man, we fucked up.
No, we still did.
We
like
did
22,
fuck up, but man,
he's not old.
Oh wait a minute. Oh wait, is he out? Never mind. I thought he wasn't out.
He's not playing. Bro.
The Bleacher Report says Zion Williamson is really focused.
No, this was January. We're good.
Oh,
we're good. I think.
That recent. You hear recent?
Updating. His shit on freeze since that shit happened.
Zion, do we have? I just need to know if Zion's playing, you guys.
Why is it so hard to find?
I know, right?
Wait, type in Zion status.
Oh yeah, there you go. Not good. Quite. Oh, my bad, Joe.
And then you can hit. Wait, where is that?
He's the problem.
No, I think this is where you would get it. Okay, he played the last preseason game. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Ooh, okay.
But yeah, solid yes.
Did he play?
This is America's hope right
play
here.
The start of last season.
We don't play defense.
Wait,
we
did he
just
play
get
start
buckets.
last season?
I don't know if he did. I was thinking he might. Like, I don't know. First game is like, I don't know how many first game of the seasons he's played. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on more than 3. What year? 5.
That's what I can't remember. It's just it's all been a blur. He averages 26 a game for his career. Like, that's just a wild thing to think
I'm saying.
about.
America's got hoopers. We got hoopers. They're just trying to figure their shit out at home. This is a crazy country to live in. Get caught up in.
Zion's going into year 5.
Yep, that's what I thought.
So him and Ja are year 5 already?
God, it doesn't feel
Why?
like it.
How old am I? Wait, when did Ja get in the league? They got
2019.
19.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they were the last one.
They don't know. They got in the league before COVID. Yes, they did.
Yeah, so.
What? So nice.
And I want to see has Zion actually
Also, 21. What?
first game.
How much time have I even seen Zion play basketball?
It's gonna start all of a sudden. You're gonna be like, man, I'm watching.
Oh, shout out to Zion. Played the first game of the 2022-2023 season. But yeah,
That's it?
It's fun. Not the first season.
Yeah.
Didn't play the year before.
So how old is he?
22, 23?
How old is Ja?
22, 23?
Probably
Not 23.
Zion's 22. John, I believe, is 23.
I went to college for another year.
Ja only 23. Okay.
That's a great hope.
He
That's a
gonna
great
get
hope
his.
for the Americans.
He gonna get his
American.
act together, bro.
It don't matter what it look like. You feel me? What? Let them get on the court. You know, consistently. Let them grow up a little bit.
Ja
Ja
needs
literally
to.
can't. Ja, the league suspended Ja too many games. This nigga's not even gonna be able to qualify for awards.
That's what. This ain't no glory this year, Josh. It's just all about hoop. It's all about hoop.
Yeah.
All about wins.
I don't know how much.
Figuring out that defensive.
How long is he suspended?
25 games.
That's a lot of free time for
Yeah, I think he might get a promo. They're not gonna
for
let him
somebody
practice.
who
for
be
him to
doing
work
what
on
he's
his game. For him to,
I think he might be not allowed.
pray.
I think he might not be allowed in the arena. I think like he was allowed to be there during like summer shit or like pretty much up until actual media day. But I don't think he's even allowed to be around, which is kind of bullshit. Because it's like, yeah, you want the nigga to stay out of trouble, or are you kind of stopping him from going to work essentially?
They're
A
gonna
lot
be
of
good.
time.
I could see the positive. It's easy to talk me into either Memphis or New Orleans working out really well. New Orleans is just being healthy. If you get a lot of games out of that team, that is even just the Zion Brandon duo, but that team can be really good. But Memphis, they could just have. I feel like this team can have a little new function. I guess I like Taylor Jenkins is a good coach. I mean, for all been a consistent coach. I guess it's just I feel like they could kind of figure some shit out without him as they have had in the past, and maybe it has to be a little different this time. But I think that might help Ja out when he comes back, coming into a different environment.
Can he go that long without doing anything? Yeah.
Yeah, he got
I
this.
think
He
he
got
can.
this. These black American kids that just grow up,
It's a lot of
at their
time.
own pace. You know,
Yeah.
with the spotlight.
It's not about his
The
pace. It's about
spotlight.
Adam Silver's pace.
Yeah.
He the new. No,
LeBron
no,
needs
he's
to,
not.
this is where LeBron, Chris Paul, Andre Iguodala, the Players Association, they really need to, tap in and develop a real relationship with this. Does Andre Iguodala have Ja Morant's phone number? Chris Paul.
They hate each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Hates
But outside the court, they got to be.
No, it's really this nigga.
I refuse to report to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh
Big
yeah, you really
ass.
burned that bridge, Andre. What are you doing?
No,
Be a
really, what it
professional,
is?
goddammit.
No, it's LeBron. This nigga. I don't know if LeBron's really a good OG.
Well, no, he's the one I just threw in there. Chris and Andre have a title, okay, and Kyrie used to have that title too. But there's the players on the Players Association, the head of the board and shit.
LeBron's been on the what's the face?
Yeah, I feel like I didn't see his name last time.
That's none of them are on anymore. Chris is gone.
Chris
Steph's
is gone.
LeBron's
They
gone.
got
It's
up
like,
out of there, huh?
CJ's the only one that's still. No,
Oh.
CJ might be out too now.
Oh well, yeah, John ain't gonna listen to Cornelius.
LeBron don't fuck with niggas. I ain't see. Did LeBron ever give any encouraging words to Ja?
Oh no, they don't. Yeah,
LeBron
don't fuck with each other either.
Think LeBron.
Oh yeah.
LeBron is in his own
Y'all remember the Shannon Sharp?
own world.
Oh yeah,
LeBron.
LeBron.
The Shannon Sharp shit.
John burn a little bridges, but that's competition, man. He just play hard on the court, talk that shit.
Funny one, who probably fuck with him the toughest. Who would actually has that type of just kind of that was be Draymond. Draymond's probably the one.
Oh
Damn,
God.
it's a sad state of affairs. It's tough. There gotta be somebody else.
That's what we looking at, man. Draymond the only one I feel like. Draymond probably the only one really. I don't know NBA players actually, but he's the one that gives off the vibe that he would. That he likes talking. He likes people that he talk shit with. Although I don't know. I guess the Jerome Poole shit was more with Draymond. It's not Draymond was not fucking with it. He just got pushed too far.
And I don't know. I might need to help these somebody. That's what everybody said on all these podcasts. Gilbert and them, they be talking about they're not any more mentors, more veterans on the end of the bench that could just more. Why is there more Udonis Haslam's on every team? You know, the only times I hear that on these podcasts and shit, I was like, man, they really do. Well, who is Zion? I'm John, man. They really need people. It's a league wide problem though. You feel me?
No, they do
Superstar NBA
that,
problem because you know. Not a problem. I mean,
like mostly, I think teams should have that, but I feel like a lot of teams do.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like it exists. It's just different. I feel like it's I don't know. Like I don't know. Every era of basketball, I guess, has a different kind of culture to it.
Still American culture right now.
It's always evolving, always changing.
It's also like, let's be as much as like, I think Ja probably like, Ja is doing some things that are like kind of like, oh, it's just bad. Like if you were just a human, shit with the hitting low, whatever, pulling it down, whatever. There's some shit that's like, all right, man, the pick up shit and the shit with the really just the pick.
He doing what regular 23-year-olds do.
Yeah.
That's what's
I
crazy.
guess the next when he walked out the house the after the event when everybody was trying to set up, I was like, all right, man. But that's the thing is just I feel like he deserved definitely some grace, kind of in all of this shit. But he also is kind of just he's an outlier as far as if we're talking about what this generation is on, it's like as far as NBA players, like people that are his age. I guess it's just them two. It's them two. It's just like they're supposed to be the two best under 30s in the league probably right now.
So I talked to Ryan about this. Is they still it's the old school about them because it's where the superstar comes from. You feel me? It's like we got this shit now of the superstar who's all I think polished and trained. Yeah. The sons or cousins or nieces and nephews of some player or athlete, and we're however 25 years in the got through all of Mike Krzyzewski's career now, like in a whole reign of like Duke superstars and shit like that and college superstars. But Ja and Zion are most just like how the black athletes were in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, I guess, or just kind of the guys that I think there
were always ones that moved about it better though.
Oh yeah, different. I feel like different ones, but to see that, I think navigate when
cameras.
Things have changed so much. I think
they didn't have the cameras, but
in a post LeBron James world, I guess it's kind of like in a post LeBron James world, is everything's kind of different because he's kind of the pinnacle, I guess.
Because like to your point, like there were people back then who were on that stuff, who were like on that shit, like not like on that stuff, but like that were like kind of on the shit that you saying that they was on.
No, they was on that stuff.
Getting caught up in public, but like getting caught up in public with the shit. But there was a lot of niggas who was also on like I guess just like the gun shit and the Zion shit. The shit Zion got kind of that's for recently. Like that's not like it doesn't exist. It's just niggas.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta keep that shit tucked because you're a professional athlete, like kind of type thing.
That's the business. I feel like that's where it comes back to. Yeah, this is a business shit. I feel like so how things can flip so fast? It's just like you're a playoff. You're like a playoff run from nobody talking about any of the bad things anymore. It's just a matter of you. That's what I'm saying. It really comes down to you listen to all these podcasts too. Is the contracts like you're getting paid all this money like this shit like that, but like are you not taking it seriously and giving the public a bunch to question the business, I guess, and when they start questioning it with the way it is now, it's just like they'll get into every single detail of your life, but like what this is, but then you have to be able to probably navigate that, or even if you can't, just go out there, be able to go out there and hoop, and they ain't gonna talk about none of that stuff, like.
No, because I was even thinking about it. Like, Paul George had his shit. He's fine. Like, you just gotta give him time, I guess, to kind of get through it.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their stuff. It's interesting.
They're both being so young. It's kind of like I was just saying they're just interesting. I feel like where we're at with the American superstars. Where do we see them kind of 4 or 5 years from now? It's like they're already just been really great basketball players, and I don't know. I feel like people probably say more Ja has a ceiling, and I feel like we're in the limit of what we've seen Zion. We're starting to see the flaws kind of in his game, but I think both of them have the potential to be a lot better 5-6 years from now if things just go the right way and good health for Zion. But
we'll see, man. We need good health from Zion. I think Ja about to tear it up when he get back out there. I don't know if he gonna start playing some defense, but I think he about to. He might hit us with a 30 and 10.
I always fuck with the Grizzlies, and I like how they flipped the script right now. I really think this is gonna be good for Jaren this time with D-Rose. When does Marcus come back?
That's a good question.
So if he gets some time with D-Rose and Marcus, really just really kind of establish this shit, I think it's gonna be just a really. The Memphis Grizzlies, like I said, defense win you regular season games, and Memphis been one of the best defenses consistently now. Just don't see them falling off like that with Marcus Smart and Jaren Jackson. And y'all gonna walk into something real nice.
Yeah, man. Any other thoughts before we start rapping? I think we had covered most everything we wanted to hit as far as the West and as far as the NBA games. Anything else we want to hit? Any predictions, awards, who's winning what? Any predictions before the season really gets underway? Any picks?
Damian Lillard, you have to win the Eastern Conference. Like, there's no, like, I believe in you. That's what I think. I believe in you more than anything. Damian Lillard, I believe in your talent. One of the greatest point guards ever played a game of basketball. Just happened to play where you played for as long as you played it. You should be in the NBA championship this year. Get it.
Jimmy Butler gonna have something to say about it. Man. As far as much as the East is gonna kind of be boring compared to the West, Miami against whoever they play once the playoffs come around, it's always gonna be fun.
Damn. All right. Jimmy Butler and Drew Holiday is gonna try to get it your way. You got this, Dame. Now I'm not even. Dame, you got this. You got this, Dame. Don't let Drew Holiday stop you from winning a championship or giving yourself a chance to. Don't lose in the East, dog.
Don't lose in the East.
With Giannis.
Last person that got that advice is back in the West with no rings and no East titles to show for it.
KD?
Yeah. We'll see. I believe. Nah, Bron made it look easy, huh? He's kind of got better after he got out, too. But still, anything else before we wrap? I feel like it's a good note to end on. Hopeful for my man Jordan Poole.
Yeah, Pacers winning tomorrow. Tyrese double-double.
I got Wizards winning, Tyrese double-double. JP, let's get it.
Ooh, I'm just nervous, you guys. I'm just nervous.
27 points, 44% from the field. Jordan Poole, get to the free throw line. I'm still on that since January of last year. Go to the basket. You don't need the jumper.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. He was in a little bit of foul trouble. Kuminga had a solid game. Kuminga was good.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't talk about Kuminga at all, just as I think about it. But he had a good game, played solid defense. But I feel like he was good. I feel like he's really comfortable on offense at this point, and it feels like it was like Kerr closed with him, right? Instead of Wiggins, Kerr closed with him instead of Wiggins. So there's some trust there. He only played 20 minutes, but again, I think that was mostly foul trouble. He had like 3 fouls in the first quarter, right? 4 fouls in the first half, I think.
I think so. Yeah. Definitely, I think 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah, so hopefully, though, I think it's going to come together for him. That Friday game is going to be really fun. We'll see what the Kings do tomorrow, but Friday is going to be a fun one.
Best case scenario by game 82 that this is a Steph Curry #1, Jonathan Kuminga #2 team. I feel like he's got 28 game in the best case scenario. I feel like he can kind of be more healthy and more consistent than Wiggins or than Clay. Definitely than Wiggins possibly, and then Draymond. I would hope that's kind of the hope. The absolute hope is that this is just a 20 years old, 21-year-old pro player just hitting his first real stride, and we hit. If we hit, I think we might have hit. Like, this is a really good player to play next to Steph Curry.
Everybody's a good player to play next to Steph Curry, except for Kelly Oubre, but I don't know if that was a Steph problem. All right. I think we're ready to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for listening to The Garage, the flagship show of the N.B.H network. Be sure to check out Too Much Podcast, by the way. I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute with plugs. But I want to thank all my co-hosts for joining me tonight. And go ahead and let the people know where they can find you on the internet.
You can find me on Instagram at _J.Badge. I don't support the Musk man. TikTok JBadge47 and YouTube JBadge Music.
Go ahead. Find me on YouTube at Doom and Wonder. That's the and sign. Doom and Wonder. And yeah, I don't know my Instagram off top.
Daniel Doom. Maybe an underscore at the end. Yes.
Daniel Doom _ at the end. You?
There we go. And you can find me YouTube's the best thing right now. I'm about to start hopefully pushing out YouTube content these next few months, at least the NBA thing. NBA videos every week, videos from here. So get with the YouTube. We're gonna start to try to build that up. That's a Trash Mike at Trash Mike, Mike with a one, at Trash Mike, and again that's Mike with the one, M1KE. Shoot. You've been listening. Anything else we need to hit? I think that's it. Go ahead. Yeah, we good. All right. So you've been listening to The Garage, a live show. Oh man, my bad. Run that back. Damn, I didn't have to edit. Okay. 3, 2, 1. You've been listening to The Garage, an NBA live show, a podcast you can now find on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, and really anywhere you get your podcasts. You can also follow the show on TikTok and on YouTube at N.B.H Sports, and on TikTok at N.B.H Sports Network.
At N.B.H Network.
At N.B.H Network. I apologize. I think that's all we got. We'll be back hopefully on Friday. Got you guys a quick reaction this week, but we'll be back on Fridays. Yeah, remember, it all started with a basketball. Peace.
Yeet.